Hello, everybody, and welcome to
What's going on?
Jay and Kenya's weight loss journey. We're in week 3, actually, episode 4. This episode is about being consistent. This channel is to help expose our journey and also to try to give you some ideas on how to improve your weight loss through our struggles and exposing those things that we're trying to do to overcome those struggles. So the couples challenge started on January the 16th, and Jay's start weight was 313.2, and my start weight was 172.4. Well, we all know what happened on the last episode, where someone just exploded in their glory. And so, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead on to move to what transpired this week for us, okay? So my dietary goal last week was to try to stay between 1,400 and 1,600 calories per day. I did meet this goal this week. Yay for me. I also stayed between the 50 to 100 grams per day, which was my goal too. I averaged 1,474 calories per day this week. I did have occasionally, you'll see, I'll show you a picture of that Fairlife drinks for breakfast, trying to do some supplements. And I'm gonna tell you, I was really upset about one day eating. I tried to substitute a protein drink with lunch, and I was not feeling it. I'm just not one to want to drink my meal, so I actually was irritable because I wanted some real food.
I was supposed to stay within 2,000 calories and 150 carbohydrates or carbs. I kind of drink my carbs up, so I ain't meet that goal. I didn't meet the dietary goal at all.
Are you tracking?
I took pictures this week.
Okay, all right. So
and I did. So I thought I was eating well with the salads I was choosing, but I think I put too much dressing on my salad.
So for my goal next week, I'm just going to continue the same thing, 1,400 to 1,600 calories per day, and trying to stay between the 50 to 100 grams per day of carbs. Yeah, that's going to be, as far as my goal. I just try to focus on the caloric intake and the carbohydrate intake, and that's typically what I recommend for a lot of clients, because all these numbers get to be a little bit confusing.
Base.
So your goal for this week is what?
I'll try to document, and I'll start measuring my foods and how much I'm putting on my plate. So
Okay, so you're still not going to track in my fit, so.
I still want to track. You know, I kind of like forgot my password.
Try to take food photos, okay? And so then you can reflect over those food photos for the day and your weight and see if it's improving. I was really motivated. It seemed like putting this money in this pot helped to even motivate me even more to increase my physical activity, where I just was good at 30 minutes per day, 5 days a week. But when I got on that treadmill, I was like, I gotta beat my husband.
She worked extra. Trust me, she worked extra.
So on average, my activity time for this week was 82 minutes a day versus 67 minutes a day on the previous week. And what I do pretty much on the treadmill was anywhere between 3 to 4.5 miles per hour.
Yeah, I won't know what that is.
And I just incorporated some fast-paced walking up to the 4.5 miles per hour. And the incline was only like 3, no more than 5. I can't do that much.
Exercise-wise, I'm supposed to do an hour a day. Second goal I didn't meet. So I was able to get in 30 minutes per day. And last week I got in more activity using the Samsung Health app. So what I need to do is work towards that last week's step goals and last week's activity, and make sure I do that in order to maintain the ability to lose the 1.3 pounds every week. I didn't devote as much time or wasn't able to devote as much time as I liked, or wasn't geared enough to just go do it.
Okay. Behavior modifications.
I actually stayed away from the locations or the places that I think hurt me the most for our snacking or grabbing unnecessary foods or meals. It was like, a couple retirements, a couple birthdays this past week. It was a lot of cake around, a lot of food around, and I stayed away from it. So I was very proud of myself for that. So
my goal was to diligently measure all my foods and beverages. And I have some right here that I'll show you. This is the scale that I use. This is the one I put my food in, and it gives it to me in ounces or grams. I usually use it in ounces. Okay, that's really good. Different measuring cups.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But I use them, and it's
I know, but that's
everything from drinks to.
I know, but like that's a lot.
This is typically the size containers that I use when I portion my meals for the day for work. And
yeah.
Mental behaviors.
Well, I got some sleep this past week, so I sleep about 6 hours, so I did pretty good. It ain't 7, but 6 is good in my book.
So you're going with 7 and you got 6 hours of sleep?
Yeah.
Okay. So for next week, what's your goal?
I got too much rest. Probably 7 hours, just like the week before, or my original goal. Try to do 7 hours so I can have a little more energy to get up and exercise in the morning, more energy throughout the day.
Okay. So this week I got my goal was to get 8 hours of sleep by 10 p.m. Yeah, so I didn't meet this goal once again. I averaged 6 hours and 54 minutes. This week I'm changing my goal to 7 hours per day.
Why 7?
Well, because I feel oftentimes that we want to feel like we've met a goal, and if I'm able to improve it by a couple of minutes, I feel that that's a step in the right direction. I think 8 hours is a bit of a stretch right now, but I feel that small little things, trying to be consistent on, targeting that bedtime and things like that. We're really working on that instead of not meeting the goal. Spiritual behaviors.
Well, she went on a cycle, so I ain't, I was frustrated.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because I was frustrated, last week.
About what?
I'm just saying I had a lot on my mind, and a lot of things going on, and a lot of tension around. So I focused and talked to the Lord a lot last week. This week, seriously. I got 3 days out this past week as far as either praying. Only read like one day. So this is a one goal that I want to at least be the fullest in, to be complete. and I really struggled or failed this week.
Okay. For my spiritual goal this week was to pray daily and try to write it out. So I'm at 3 days out of those 7. I pray daily, but the writing down makes it just more intentional, allows me just to be able to break down the prayer, apply it, ponder on it. So it helps me to keep that in my spirit. It was a great week for me. This actually was a wonderful spiritual week for me. One day too, I did listen to my Bible study while I was walking on the treadmill. Because I didn't get to, attend Bible study when it was live.
That's why I messed up. Because my exercise was down, I didn't necessarily actually turn on my app, my Bible app, or listen, which that was my original goal.
Okay.
To actually pray or spend time with the Lord as I'm walking to actually.
That's a good point. That's a good point. He's just mentioning. So the YouVersion Bible app has it where it can send you reminders of your devotion. It has it where you can write down your daily prayer, and that's what I started using here recently. So it's a great app. Check that one out. Some additional thoughts. Last week, my menses was on. I did have fluid retention last week, and some things that I was considering for the weight gain, muscle building.
Yes.
But so this week I did continue to use my 5-pound weights, using like upper body when I was walking on the treadmill. And but I tapered off on it towards the end of the week, like on Thursday, because I knew I needed to recover from that. You can have some inflammation due to some injury, and that may take a couple of days to recover from that, and you want to be able to bring that down. And as far as the fluid retention that I had, I drank a lot of water, but then I also increased my physical activity. I drank like 2 cups of coffee just as a diuretic to help flush my body, and weighed in. And another thing, I was dealing with some constipation this week. Not sure what was up with that, but I did start protein shakes, and sometimes that can constipate you, just depending on the
protein chips.
I did, and I did have a lot of protein chips. He's exactly right this week for snacks. So what are your additional thoughts for you?
One, no skipping breakfast. I'm just gonna try to do better for us, tracking my foods, measuring my foods, not taking for granted because I'm eating a salad that is actually, healthier, so I can do a little bit more.
Use your measurements. That's
why I said I was just sprinkling in my dressing. I gotta make sure it covers all the, the whole.
Yeah, that's
mold.
too much. All right,
stop putting off.
For the challenge,
try to wait till the end.
Last week, Jay weighed, and this week's weight was.
It's still 310 pounds.
310.4 pounds.
0.4.
So he lost 0.2 pounds.
Hey, to me, that's
which is equal to 0.06% of his body weight.
Hey, I ain't go up.
This is good.
I ain't go up. That's all I got to say. So, go ahead.
My weight last week was 173.6 pounds. And this week, your girl was 170.8 pounds. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I lost 2.8 pounds, 1.6% of my body fat. So, the moral of this story is to be consistent in what you're doing. I know I was doing well. I'll show you all my weights, how it trended through the week, all over the place. But all that matters is what it is today. And your girl won. So, let's do this.
I've been dreading this all day.
$20 in the pot for the week. Put your $20 in. Jay is supposed to lose 1.3 pounds at least per week, okay? He did not meet that this week, so go ahead and put the money in, honey, put the money in. Yes, all right. Now, the reward for me is $20. I get to keep my $20 this week, and the pot continues to grow.
Congratulations, Keenya.
Yeah,
Congratulations. You did an excellent job this past week. So,
I'm gonna do great next week too. So
I just said this past week. That's all I got to say. Okay. Congratulations.
We thank you for watching. You guys, just like we said, just try to be consistent in what you're doing. Do those hard things that you don't want to do. Weigh yourself daily. Track your foods. That is going to be important moving forward.
And again, just remember that it's a daily walk. So just do better each day.
What'd you say?
Just a daily walk. So just, you're going to have some ups and downs. Just, be consistent, get back into the swing of it. Do your best each and every day. And that's what I can ask for.
I agree. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next Sunday at 5 p.m. Please subscribe to the channel.
I feel so defeated.
Let us know if you have any questions. Bye.